Hello students, welcome back to my lecture series on human resource management. In the last session, that's part 1 of performance appraisal system, we discussed topics like objectives, characteristics and advantages of performance appraisal. A famous quote by Catherine Minshaw, an American entrepreneur and CEO of Muse, a career development platform. She says, done right, a performance review is one of the best opportunities to encourage and support high performers and constructively improve your middle and lower tier workers. On the same note, we are going to discuss process and methods of performance management and appraisal. So, let's begin with the part 2 of this topic. Let's understand the process of doing performance appraisal. Performance appraisal process is designed in 5 concrete steps. The first one is establish performance standards. That means deciding the desired process output in desired time and desired standards. The second step talks about communicating performance standards to employees. It's important to communicate the performance standards to the employees so that they can align their work and at least try to adhere to the standards set by the company. The third step is to measure employee performance against the set standard. This is nothing but one of the important managerial functions, that is controlling. If the performance is according to the standard or with slight deviation, it is considered acceptable. But if there is a deviation, then or we can say lacunas, then those are identified and training is given for performance improvement. Once the third step is done, the appraisal is discussed with an employee. That means employee once is evaluated by the management and once the marking is done, it is told to an employee, making him understand his strengths and areas of improvement. This allows employees to understand where they stand and what is the scope of their future development. The last stage is implementation of action plan. This means if employee needs a training, then a training program is designed for him as per the needs. And if an employee is exceptionally good, then also a training program is designed but for making him or her ready for future responsibilities. After understanding the process of performance management or performance appraisal, let's now go through some performance appraisal methods. The first performance appraisal method is graphic rating scale method. This method is based on the idea of rating employees based on individual characteristics. For example, some organizations may choose to evaluate employees based on quality and quantity of work, decisiveness, and emotional stability. Employees are rated on a fixed scale, say 1 to 10, based on the extent to which they meet each of the desired criteria. The average of the score constitutes the overall score of the employee. Graphic scales are practical, they are cost effective and can be developed quickly. They also help in measuring particular objective effectively. However, the appraisal in such cases largely depends upon individual perspectives. This may lead to dispute or non-uniformity in evaluation. Furthermore, personal bias can also play a role in it. One must be careful to define each character as clearly as possible. The next method is ranking method. The name of the method itself explains exactly what it is. Human resources team ranks each employee on the list based on factors decided by the department. Hence, the best performers are on the top and the worst performers rank at the bottom. This simple method of ranking employees can be modified in several ways. One of these methods is paired comparison ranking system, wherein employees are compared in a pair of two against each other. The number of times one employee is preferred over someone else is recorded. The top employee is the one with the highest number of preferences. The grading scale method can be combined with ranking. In this case, the employees with the best overall score on the grade scale from 1 to 10 rank at the top of the list. The ranking method is preferred because it is simple, efficient, and requires little time and money. However, personal bias and favoritism may cause major disruption in objective evaluation. The third method is checklist method. Employees are evaluated by making use of a checklist in this method. The checklist can have variety of different factors that the human resource department has chosen to be important. The employees are then judged based on those factors. The employees must select between the yes, no options in these checkboxes. Items in the checklist carry a numerical value based on their importance to job performance. Therefore, the appraisal score is calculated by adding up the scores of all these individual factors. The checklist method makes it easy to evaluate employees as the supervisors have to simply choose between yes or no. It also helps the employees receive clear and direct feedback. However, it may not be easy to design an effective checklist and assign a weight based on the importance of the factor. The fourth method is known as management by objective, that is MBO. MBO is considered to be one of the most systematic methods in performance appraisal. The idea is to give each employee a set of objectives that have to be achieved by them. During the performance appraisal, the supervisors will evaluate the extent to which the objectives have been achieved. This is a strong method of evaluation wherein employees have been clearly instructed as to what is expected of them. It also helps the company to set benchmarks and standards for growth. However, a lot of time and effort goes into determining the objectives and evaluating them. The last method that we are going to discuss is called as 360-degree feedback. This approach is basically a group performance review. The data regarding an employee's behavior is collected by his or her close subordinates. An employee's colleagues might be able to review his or her performance under a variety of situations and circumstances, which might have escaped the employer. This allows for holistic, full circle, multi-tiered feedback regarding a person. This method is useful as it eliminates subjectivity. It also promotes an atmosphere of open culture, self-development, and better communication. However, every company must develop an effective system to procedure to utilize this method. It's about getting the best people, retaining them, nurturing a creative environment, and helping to find a way to improve and innovate. Very truly said by Marisa Mayer, President and CEO of Yahoo. This summarizes the gist of importance of performance appraisal. And here we come to an end of today's session. Hope this helped you all understand the process and methods of performance appraisal in detail. Students are requested to attempt the quiz and the link is given in the description. Thank you for attending this session. Do get in touch with me in case of any queries. You will find me on the given email ID. Stay tuned for my next video on performance appraisal. Till then, take care all, stay home, stay safe.